and welcome to another episode of Ingen Dinosaur Profile, and we're going to be doing 2 break episodes in a row because I really want to talk about this type of dinosaur, the Yangchuanosaurus. This large predator is a dinosaur that's related to things like the Allosaurus and Cryolophosaurus that have been covered on the channel before. And similar to the Cryolophosaurus, the Yangchuanosaurus has a lot of basilisk DNA in it. But unlike its Antarctic cousin, this guy does not feed on fish, it is exclusively a meat eater. A meat eater which fed on livestock when it was in Jurassic World. But the most notable feature of the Yangchuanosaurus are the 2 large crests on its head. We really don't know the purpose of these crests, but we think they are probably for some sort of display. Some other Ingen dinosaurs, like the Ingen tarbosaurus, have bright colors that are used for a very similar purpose. However, when not displaying towards mates, the Yangchuanosaurus can also use these crests as a warning to other dinosaurs. The stripes along its body serve a similar purpose to tell other dinosaurs that the Yangchuanosaurus is not one to mess with. But if other dinosaurs do decide to mess with it, the Yangchuanosaurus has a very specific method of warding them off. It uses a technique known as the axe head maneuver when it throws its head up into the air and throws it back down like an axe, which gives a lot of power behind the bite. Something a little bit unfortunate about this guy and its allosaur-like relatives is that the Yangchuanosaurus does not have a very strong bite whatsoever, so it uses this technique as a way to increase more power in its jaws. Cryolophosaurus, a relative to the Yangchuanosaurus, uses a very similar method in hunting. In fact, both dinosaurs look pretty similar, both of them having head structures as well as fins along their backs. The Yangchuanosaurus is just significantly larger. The only major difference besides size is that the Cryolophosaurus was also a much faster dinosaur, being one of the fastest that Ingen ever created, and the Yangchuanosaurus is a little bit slower. However, both of these dinosaurs are still dwarfed by their big brother, the Allosaurus. Surprisingly though, Allosauruses and Yangchuanosauruses have been known to scruffle on a few occasions. You can probably already see who won those battles though. One last thing to note about the Yangchuanosaurus is its diet. Like I said, it prefers land-based animals instead of fish, but what's really surprising is exactly what it goes after. Yangchuanosaurus is specifically a scavenger. This means that it is only a fan of eating dead animals. This dead pteranodon happened to be in its territory, and it is now feeding on it. This is actually how it maintains a balance within its environment. While most other large predators go after living things, the Yangchuanosaurus specifically eats dead ones. Large predators like Carcharodontosaurus and the previously mentioned Allosaurus are the apex predators, while this guy is a little bit lower in the food chain. That's all I gotta say about the Yangchuanosaurus. I hope you guys liked this episode about this really fascinating carnivore, but remember, as always, if something chases you, run. But I warn you, for these next coming episodes, this is where the normal stuff stops. And this is where the true and utter corruption really begins.